Hello friends, I am Dr. Amol Pathak. Welcome to my YouTube channel Dr. Amol Mediclass. Today we are going to discuss the another topic from the examination of reflexes. In my last video we have discussed about the examination of superficial skin reflexes. Today we are going to discuss about examination of superficial mucous membrane reflexes, which is also called as superficial mucosal reflex, and it will be followed by examination of corneal and conjunctival reflexes, and then we will end with examination of some tendon reflexes.
Before we begin today's video, I would like to give you a small demonstration about my channel. Once you subscribe to my channel, you can access the entire playlist in my channel. So to see the videos sequentially, you can go to the playlist. You can just click on the playlist, and in the playlist you can see all those videos that I have uploaded. The videos are uploaded in according to systems. I have uploaded few videos of cardiovascular systems and respiratory, then acid-base imbalance, involuntary movement, etc. So once you click on the playlist, you will see all those videos. Then in the videos that you are willing to see, you just have to click on those on that playlist. When the playlist will be open, and you can access the videos which are present in that playlist. So let us begin with the superficial mucosal reflexes. In the superficial mucosal reflexes, we are going to discuss two important reflexes. The first one is gag reflex and the second one is sneezing reflex. So both of these reflexes are protective in nature. Their function is to protect the body from external noxious agents. So let us first begin with gag reflex. Gag reflex is also called as pharyngeal reflex. It is also called as palatal reflex, or it is also called as uvular reflex. So how to assess the gag reflex? So for this assessment of the gag reflex, you just require a throat swab. So what you have to do is, you have to take a back of the throat, that is the soft palate, or try touching the tonsil or the back of the tongue with the use of that throat swab. Now what will be the normal response to this touching is, in the normal response, the pharynx will get contracted, the palate, soft palate will get elevated, and there will be retraction of tongue, so that the foreign body will not enter inside the larynx and down into the esophagus or trachea. So the entry of the foreign body will be prevented by gag reflex. Now this gag reflex is brought on because of the sensory nerve, which is a glossopharyngeal nerve, and the motor impulse is carried by the vagus nerve. So gag reflex is the result of activity of glossopharyngeal nerve, which is a sensory nerve, and vagus nerve, which is a motor nerve. Now coming to the second important superficial mucosal reflex, that is sneezing reflex. The name itself suggests sneezing reflex means it is related with the nose. So whenever the nasal mucosa is irritated or is stimulated by some external agent, it will result into sneezing, so that that particular irritant will not pass down into the upper and the lower respiratory tract infection, and it will be removed. So the stimulation of the nasal mucosa by the irritant will result into sneezing, so as to expel the foreign body. Now for this sneezing reflex, the sensory nerve is olfactory nerve, whereas the motor nerves which are playing the important role are trigeminal nerve and vagus nerve. So here we stop with examination of superficial mucosal reflexes. Now we will discuss examination of deep reflexes, which are also called as tendon reflexes or stretch reflexes. In this we are going to discuss the examination of bicep reflex, tricep reflex, then we are going to discuss patellar reflex, and finally we will discuss the ankle reflex. So let us first start with examination of bicep reflex. Bicep reflex is also called as bicep jerk. The material which is required for the assessment is clinical hammer. What is the technique? You have to ask the person to sit in a relaxed position with his elbow flexed and loosely kept on the thigh. Then with the help of your forefinger you have to palpate the bicep tendon, and with the narrow end of the clinical hammer you just have to tap upon the forefinger. So what will be the reflex? There will be contraction of the bicep muscle. You can also notice the movement at the elbow joint. The movement will be flexion at the elbow joint. The bicep reflex is carried by the C5, C6 spinal segment. Now we will discuss examination of tricep reflex. Instrument required is once again clinical hammer. Now what you have to do is give the proper position to the patient. The position is ask the patient to sit straight. Then you have to draw the arm of patient across his trunk and then allow his elbow to hang loosely. Then you have to support at the elbow joint. Then you have to palpate for the tricep tendon and then strike with the broad end of your clinical hammer gently upon the tricep tendon. Normally the tricep tendon is located 5 centimeters above the elbow joint. So what will be the reflex? On striking of the tricep tendon there will be visible contractions on tricep muscle and there will be extension at the elbow joint. Which spinal segment are responsible for this tricep reflex? The spinal segment is C6 and C7. Now coming to the patellar reflex. Patellar reflex is also called as knee jerk or patellar jerk, or it is also named as quadriceps jerk. Now the instrument required is once again clinical hammer. The position is ask the patient to sit straight on the edge of a couch or on the edge of a bed with his leg hanging loosely. Now with the help of your thumb or the forefinger you have to palpate the tendon of quadricep muscle. It is just located below the patella. What is the method? You have to gently strike on the patellar tendon or the tendon of quadricep muscle with the narrow end of your clinical hammer. What will be the reflex? The reflex is extension at the knee joint with contraction of quadricep muscle. The spinal segment which is involved in carrying out this patellar reflex is L3 and L4. Now the last important deep tendon reflex is ankle jerk. The instrument required is clinical hammer. Position is ask the patient to sit straight on a edge of bed, support the foot of the patient and slightly dorsiflex the foot. Method: you have to palpate the tendo Achilles of the patient and with the broad end of the clinical hammer gently tap on the Achilles tendon. What will be the reflex? There will be plantar flexion of the foot with contraction of gastrocnemius muscle. The spinal segment which is responsible for this reflex is L5-S1. Now let us discuss the light reflex, then we will discuss accommodation reflex, and then we will discuss the corneal reflex. So let us begin with examination of light reflex. Two types of light reflexes are there: direct light reflex and indirect light reflex. The instrument required for the assessment is torch. The position is ask the patient to sit straight with his gaze focused on some distant object. Now ask the patient to close his one eye and throw or pass a beam of light by the torch in the another eye. So while the light is falling on the eyes, you will notice that what will be the reflex is there will be constriction of the pupils. So the constriction of pupil in the same eye means the direct light reflex is positive. Now what you have to do for assessing indirect light reflexes, ask the patient to keep the one hand just in front of nose in between the two eyes, and you have to pass the light in one eye while noticing the contraction of pupil in the another eye. This is called as indirect light reflex. Indirect light reflex is also called as consensual reflex. The afferent nerve responsible for the conduction of the impulses is optic nerve, whereas the efferents or the motor nerve is oculomotor nerve. Now we will discuss accommodation reflex. Instrument required, you require a clinical hammer or a pen. So first ask position, give the position to the patient. The position is sitting and the patient is focusing his gaze on some distant object. Now ask the patient to look at a distant object for a few seconds and then bring the hammer or the pen just in front of his nose, and now ask him to focus or to change his gaze from the distant object to the near object. Now when he is accommodating his gaze, you will notice that there will be internal deviation or internal movement of the eyeballs with constriction of the pupils. So this reflex is brought on by, again, the afferent nerve is optic, whereas the efferent nerve is oculomotor. So this is the accommodation reflex. Now the last reflex that we are going to discuss is corneal reflex. Instrument required is wisp of cotton. Position, ask the patient to sit straight and focus his gaze on some distant object. Method, touch the point, the junction of cornea and sclera with the wisp of cotton. So on any attempt of touching this point, there will be blinking of the eyes. So blinking of the eyes suggests normal corneal reflex. The afferent nerve which is responsible for the corneal reflex is ophthalmic division of trigeminal nerve, whereas the efferent nerve which is responsible is the facial nerve. As this response is characterized by the blinking of eyes, this reflex is also called as blink reflex. So here we finish examination of reflexes. In our next video, we will discuss about the examination of cranial nerves. If you have any suggestions or if you have any queries, you can write in the comment box. If you want me to make some other videos related to some other system or topic, you can also write them in the comment box. Thank you.